The All-Stars make their annual appearance. And some past stars join the Hall of Fame. More hockey is coming under the stars. And a future star will receive a renamed trophy. There's lots of star power in this special expanded edition of ECHL Week. Welcome to another edition of ECHL Week. This time we come to you from the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio, home of the Toledo Walleye and host to the 2019 ECHL All-Star Classic. The format of the 2019 All-Star Classic offered some interesting twists and a lot of action. Let's look at the highlights. A good time was had by all, and that feeling was echoed by the top players from the Eastern Conference who won the championship game of the league's All-Star Classic. The format for the event was engaging, interesting, and most assuredly fast-paced. It provided hockey-related entertainment, which all leagues have been trying to achieve in their all-star events. The Classic featured a 3-on-3 tournament with 4 teams competing for the championship. The host Toledo Walleye made up 2 of the 4 teams, Team Hooks and Team Finns. They faced off against 2 other teams made up of all-star players from the Eastern and Western Conferences. The 4 sides competed in the event using rally scoring in order to crown a winner. All the teams played one another in the first round of the event, during which Team Finns and the Western Conference had 2-1 records. The semifinal round pitted the Toledo teams against each other, and Team Hooks emerged victorious. The Eastern Stars edged their Western counterparts in the other semifinal, setting the stage for the championship round. In the title game, Team Finns scored first as Connor Schmidt tallied at .307, but the Eastern Conference pulled even just 33 seconds later on a goal from South Carolina's Andrew Chernichin during the 7-minute running time rules. In the sudden death shootout, Dejan Mingo of Jacksonville scored on the first attempt, and Team Finns' A.J. Jenks was stopped by Worcester's Mitch Gillum to preserve the win. The All-Star Skills Competition was also held, with the winning player in each event earning points toward his team's final score. In the fastest skater event, Toledo's Brian Moore earned a goal for Team Finns by winning the event with a time of 12.97 seconds. That edged Allen's Alex Breton by 4/100ths of a second. In the hardest shot event, Toledo's A.J. Jenks earned 2 goals for Team Finns by registering the hardest shot at 99 miles per hour. He also had the second fastest shot, 98. Team Hook's Matt Register was second with a 95 miles per hour blast. The final skills event was the accuracy shooting competition, where Brampton's David Pecan earned 3 goals for the Eastern Conference by hitting 4 targets on 6 attempts. In part because of that performance, the veteran beast forward was named the evening's most valuable player.
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea what was going on too. I had to ask the ref about 4 times, how do I play this new game that they're doing? So it's just awesome being out here with all the guys and stuff. And the city of Toledo has been very welcoming, so we're just having a blast out here.
The ECHL's 24th All-Star event was an unconventional night of hockey for sure, but one that a sellout crowd of more than 7,700 fans and a national television audience undoubtedly enjoyed. A similar entertaining format already has many looking forward to the 2020 All-Star Classic, scheduled to be staged in Wichita, Kansas. One team gets a new coach and another gets a new owner. The news segment is next on ECHL Week.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt,
Such a weirdo.
excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Of the Wichita Thunder.
Hi, I'm John O'May of the Greenville Swamp Rabbits.
And you're watching ECHL Week.
One of the significant announcements to come out of All-Star Weekend is that one of the ECHL's trophies has a new name. The ECHL is naming one of its awards after a very special woman. The league is renaming the Most Valuable Player of the Kelly Cup Playoffs Award to recognize June M. Kelly. Kelly, wife of ECHL Commissioner Emeritus Patrick J. Kelly, for whom the league championship trophy, the Kelly Cup, is named, was an integral part of the league during her husband's tenure as commissioner from the league's start in 1988 through 1996.
For 3 or 4 years, it was only her and I. And so I knew the hockey business end. She did all the business end. She kept the fines and suspensions and forms and the bank accounts and all the stats and stuff. So she did more probably than I did, but always in the office. I talked to June within 20 or half an hour ago, and she cried all the way through it. She said she was so pleased that this happened. You know, she's been my partner for 65 years and been a great lady for me. This means the world to her.
ECHL is heading back outside as the Toledo Walleye have announced plans to host a Winterfest event in December of 2020. The celebration will include a wide variety of community events, including outdoor hockey games being played at 5th Third Field. Toledo was the first and only city in the ECHL to host an outdoor hockey game. More than 50,000 people attended the various events when the Walleye hosted their first Winterfest from December 26, 2014 through January 4, 2015. That included the first 2 outdoor games in ECHL history, which attracted a total of more than 22,000 fans. The first Winterfest had such a collaborative spirit, and we're excited to see what our community partners can do this time, said President and CEO of the Walleye and Toledo Mudhens baseball team, Joe Napoli. Dates and specific events for Winterfest in December of 2020 will be announced later. The Reading Royals are changing hands. The Berks County Convention Center Authority has agreed to purchase the assets of the team from Jack Galati. The deal will be finalized by June 30th, and it ensures the Royals will remain in Reading and play at the Santander Arena.
There comes a time in every business venture when you think you cannot contribute much more to it. And after owning the Royals for 5 years, I felt it was time to sell. And I'm so pleased that the Berks County Convention Center Authority, chaired by Mr. Michael Ellerman, has decided to purchase the team, and most important to me, to keep the team playing in Reading.
BCCCA oversees the operation of Santander Arena. More than 2.8 million fans have watched the Royals since the team began play in 2001. The authority previously was a co-owner of the team from 2011 through 14, during which the team won the 2013 Kelly Cup. The deal is contingent upon approval of the ECHL's Board of Governors. Galati's ownership of the Allen Americans is not affected by this deal. Newfoundland Growlers head coach Ryan Clough has stepped down from his position due to medical reasons. Assistant coach John Snowden has been named the Growlers' new head coach. We have confidence that the strong foundation and winning culture established by Ryan and John this season will continue under the leadership of John Snowden, said Dean McDonald, chair of Deacon Sports and Entertainment. Clough, who had been hired by NHL parent Toronto to coach the Growlers, will remain with the Maple Leafs organization in a yet-to-be-determined role. I'd like to thank the Toronto Maple Leafs for the opportunity to become the first head coach in Newfoundland Growlers history, said Clough, a St. John's native. Clough had missed time earlier this season as a result of medical issues. The Growlers have named Darryl Williams, former assistant coach in the NHL with the New York Rangers and Vancouver, as their new assistant coach. Idaho's Cale Kessie has been suspended for 10 games as a result of his actions in a game against Allen on January 18th. Kessie was also fined an undisclosed amount for this activity during the first period of that game. The league leader in penalty minutes this season, Kessie was one of 5 players to be punished for their actions in that contest. Kessie will be eligible to return to the lineup on February 13th. We'll hear from all 4 of the new ECHL Hall of Fame inductees when ECHL Week continues.
I'm Dan Watson of the Toledo Walleye, and you're watching ECHL Week.
One of the highlights of the 2019 All-Star Weekend in Toledo was the induction of 4 new members into the ECHL's Hall of Fame. The 12th class of the ECHL's Hall includes 3 men who played in Toledo, along with the league's longest tenured commissioner. Jim Birmingham spent 6 seasons of his 500-game ECHL career with the Huntington Blizzard.
I mean, for me, it was just the growth of the league today. Back when I was playing, we didn't travel down south as much. We really stayed in our division, and the teams were very centralized, pretty much all on the East Coast. And now, I mean, where the league is at is absolutely fantastic. They're all over the country. 2 teams in Canada. That's pretty amazing. To be a small part of, one of the players out of the thousands that helped build the league where it is today, and walking into this building today and seeing what a beautiful facility is where the Walleye get to play, it's it's amazing. Not that I didn't enjoy playing at the sports arena. I had a lot of character and I always did well there, but this place is pretty awesome. I just think what I learned, playing in the East Coast Hockey League, playing in Huntington and being out in the community. One of the things I learned is, communication, talking with people, being able to help people when I can, and that's probably the 2 most important things I took away.
Alex Hicks played 2 ECHL years with the Toledo Storm and more than 250 games in the National Hockey League.
We won 2 years in a row, and I was fortunate enough to be the captain the 2nd year, and I think that's something I'm very proud of, being a leader and being a guy that's maybe the vocal guy in the room, or guys had to look up to in certain key moments. But winning championships, winning solves all problems, and we were with these guys. I've been with these guys for the last 2 days, and we remember everything like it happened yesterday. The biggest thing I take from this league and from Toledo was just winning 2 championships and being forever like brothers with these guys. I spent a lot of time in the last month kind of crawling my way back to this part of my life. It was a long time ago. I've been on 4 NHL teams. I've been on the International League team. I was in the American League. I went to Europe for 6 years, and then I retired and coached my kids. And so then to come back 25 years and kind of have to figure out who I played with and what those experiences were like. And then so it's been a great month just trying to remember everything and think about everything and how everything went down and think of stories and think of players and teammates. So it's kind of a walk down memory lane. So I was so thankful that I was elected, and I couldn't be more proud. This is what definitely one of the highlights of my career, to be in the Hall of Fame, and they gave me a great ring today that I'm going to wear proudly. And I have nothing but great memories of the ECHL. And if it wasn't for this league, I wouldn't have had the NHL career or the European career that I did.
Rick Judson averaged nearly a point a game during 9 ECHL seasons.
Shock and surprise to begin with, and then excitement. It's been a while since I played, and I remember getting a call from Joe Earn. It's like, man, I wonder what this is, what this is about. And not every day, somebody you haven't talked to in so long reaches out to you and talk to Joe. But like I said, it was first initial shock and surprise, and then followed by really, a lot of excitement. The first year that we won the championship, we were an inseparable team. We spent countless hours together. I mean, we had to go to practice and we'd go to eat after practice, and 18 players would be together all day long. Stories and events unfolded when you're together, and we were inseparable. And that kind of summarizes and it's hard too when you start and you have something that special, and it's tough to duplicate it. But I was lucky to be on some other great teams that came close to duplicating it. But the pranks and the jokes and the competitiveness that we always had, and getting in fights with each other, and on the ice, your own teammates, just because you're so competitive. And I think that's what brought us all together.
Brian McKenna spent 16 years as the ECHL's commissioner.
I think it needs to be pointed out that The league, I believe, has come a long way and has progressed and will continue to do so. But it's a real group effort. People don't know this, but in 16 years of being commissioner, I never cast a vote. So that our Board of Governors bring changes to the bylaws, to governance, to whether it's accepting members, changing rules, doing whatever we did as a league over that time, those were all enacted by our Board of Governors. And I think they've had, over the years, on balance, very good judgment in terms of what they wanted to do, the direction they wanted to steer the league. So I may have given some suggestions and tried to build a consensus on any number of different issues over the years, but certainly it's the Board of Governors, Chairman of the Board leading the charge there, the various ones we've had over the years, as well as a guy like Paul Hendrick, League General Counsel, who deserves a lot of credit in terms of the structure, governance of the league, and to bring us to where we are today. 31 years now, and it's got substance, it's got owners, it's got markets, it's got hockey people that really believe in the league, see where it fits within the development chain, and I think as a result over time, as this has now for certainly more than a generation, been part of the sporting life in a lot of different communities, that doesn't go away. I think the league will continue to grow and expand, find new ways to entertain the fan base, embrace the digital world that we live in now, and continue to move in that fashion as well. But the league is well established now within the hockey universe. Again, the fact that we have one nationwide AA league is something that I think all the owners and folks associated with the league ought to be proud of, and I only seen that continuing to strengthen over time.
That wraps up another edition of ECHL Week, our All-Star edition from Toledo, Ohio. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check us out on all our social media channels. They'll be important to follow as we go through the second half of the season and get ready for the opening of the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. See you next time. We close our 7th annual All-Star Show with a look at some of the many sights and sounds which took place during a very special All-Star Classic weekend in northwestern Ohio.